Good evening, children. Let us continue with the chapter heat. So in our previous class, we studied about two different types of thermometer, that is clinical thermometer and laboratory thermometer. Today, we will be studying about transfer of heat by performing few activities to understand this concept. So let's begin. So children, you might have observed that a frying pan becomes very hot when it is kept on a flame. And it is because the heat passes from the flame to the utensils, isn't it? When the pan is removed from the fire, after sometimes what happens? It slowly cools down. How it is happening? Why does it cools down? Because the heat is transferred from the pan to the surroundings when you take this pan out of the fire. So what did you understand in both the cases? When it is kept on the flame, it will be very hot. When you remove it out of the fire, out of the flame, it cools down. That means the heat is transferred to surrounding things. What did you understand from following two situations? So the heat flows from a hotter object to a colder object. In fact, in all the cases, heat flows from a hotter object to the colder object. It happens in all cases. So how does this heat flow? So let us see that by looking into a small activity. So here in the picture you can see, so they have taken a rod or they have taken a flat strip of metal. So only metal has to be taken, because say if it is like aluminium or iron metal have been taken. Next, you need to fix a few small wax pieces on the rod. Candle wax. You need to fix a candle wax on this rod, like how they have fixed a red spot. You can notice it is a small pieces of wax. Okay, and these pieces should be at nearly to equal distance. For example, 2 centimeter away, 2 centimeter away, you need to fix it. Okay, equal distance. It has to be like equal distance. Now you need to clamp the rod to a stand. It has to be attached to the stand. You can put one end of the rod in between the bricks so that the bricks will hold the rods. If you don't get the stand, you can keep two bricks, and middle of that two bricks you can fix this rod which is having a candle wax. Okay, now you need to heat the other end of the rod, like I would have showed in the picture. You can use a candle. And what happens to wax pieces? If you eat, what happens? You know that wax will melt to heat, isn't it? And which piece of the wax will fall first? That is the first one, which is very near to the candle, isn't it? Do you think that heat is transferred now from one end to another end? Yes, the process by which heat is transferred from the hotter end to the colder end of an object is known as conduction. By this, we can define conduction. Conduction is nothing but transfer of heat from hotter end to colder end of an object is known as conduction. Clear, children? And in solids, generally, the heat is transferred by the process of conduction. Especially in case of solid, the heat is transferred by the process of conduction. Remember this. And do all substances conduct heat easily? Do you think so? You might have observed metallic pan, for we use it for cooking, and that is fixed to a plastic or wooden handle, isn't it? Can you lift a hot pan by holding it from the handle without getting hurt? Yes, of course. So if it is having a plastic or wooden handle, it is easy to take out with bare hands, because it doesn't conduct heat. Wood and plastic doesn't conduct heat. So this is about conduction and also small activity to understand the transfer of heat and also conduction process. There is one more activity to understand conductors and insulators. So here is a small activity. We need to heat water in a small pan or a beaker. Okay, so keep that hot water in a small pan or a beaker, and you need to collect some articles like steel spoon, plastic scale, pencil, and a divider. Okay, and you need to dip one end of each of these articles in hot water, and you need to wait for a few minutes. After that, touch the other end and you need to note down the observation. And you have a small table, so which consists of three columns like article, material with which the article is made up of, and does other end get hot, yes or no. Okay, so you need to touch the other end. Okay, and you need to notice whether it is hot or cool. What about the steel spoon? Yes, of course you feel the hotness because steel spoon is a metal, isn't it? And what about pencil? It is wood and you don't notice any hotness. And what about divider? Yes, again it is metal. You can feel that hotness. And what about plastic scale? It is plastic, you don't feel that hotness. So these materials which allow heat to pass through them easily are said to be conductors of heat. So whatever the materials you have taken, for example metals, they allow the heat to pass through them. So it is said to be conductors of heat. Example, aluminium, iron and copper. Most of all metals are good conductor of heat. Okay, and next is the materials which do not allow heat to pass through them easily are poor conductors of heat, such as plastic and wood, isn't it? We don't feel that hotness in case of plastic or wood. So this plastic and wood, they are poor conductors of heat. That means they doesn't allow the heat to heat to pass through them. So it is called as insulators. So insulators are opposite to conductors. Insulators means they are the poor conductors of heat. Okay, so this is the small experiment. You can also do it to know the difference between conductors as well as insulators. Next, you have a small activity to understand convection of heat in water. For that, we need a round bottom flask. You can see how round bottom flask look like. Okay, and you need to take this flask. If flask is not available, you can take beaker also. And we need to fill this with water for 2/3. So it is not completely filled. It is 2/3 of water is filled. Okay, and place it on a tripod or make some arrangement to place the flask in such a way that you can heat it by placing a candle below it. So there should be a space for a burner, Bunsen burner or any spirit lamp or any candle to be placed. So this is the arrangement. You can set up this experiment like. You need to place a crystal of potassium permanganate at the bottom of the flask by using a straw. It's like you see bottom of the flask consists of crystals of potassium permanganate. Okay, and you need to note down the observation in your notebook, and also you need to draw a picture what you observe. So when water is heated, the water near the flame gets hot. The water which is exactly near to the fire or a flame, it gets very hot, and hot water will rise up. Okay, and the cold water from the sides move downwards. Okay, this water also gets hot and rises, and water from the sides moves down, and this process continues till the whole water gets heated. This mode of heat transfer is known as convection. What happens initially, only the bottom water which is very near to the flame will get heat and it will rise up. and it will send the top water towards the sides of the flask to get heated. And this process continues till all water is getting boiled. Okay, and this mode of heat transfer is known as convection. And how does the heat going to travel in here? So in which direction does the smoke go? The air near the heat source gets hot and it rises. The air from the side comes into take its place. In this way, the air gets heated. So we have another activity to understand it much better. So here is an activity to understand convection heat transfer much better. Okay, so for this we need to light a candle and keep one hand above the flame and one hand on the side of the flame. And what do you feel? So you need to perform this activity with the help of your parents at home. Okay, and do you feel that you need to observe the feel of your hand when you keep your hand near to the flame? Okay, if not, which hand feels hotter? You need to notice that. So notice that towards the top, the air gets heated by convection. Therefore, the hand above the flame feels very hot. On the sides, however, there is no convection and air does not feel as hot as at the top. So side, like the hand which is in the side of the candle is feeling hot because it is very near to the flame. And later on the top of the candle, you have placed right hand. Okay, so it feels the hotness is felt later because of the convection heat. The people living in the coastal areas experience an interesting phenomenon, that is during the day the land gets heated. So during daytime the land gets heated faster than the winter. So winter there won't be much hot, isn't it? The air over the land becomes very hot and it rises up. The cooler air from the sea rushes in towards the land to take its place. So the warm air from the land moves towards the sea to complete the cycle. So the air from the sea is called sea breeze. The cool air from the land moves towards the sea. This is said to be a land breeze, isn't it? So to receive the cooler sea breeze, the windows of the house in the coastal areas are made up like it will face to the sea. At the night, it is exactly the reverse. Okay, I'll show it in the next slide so you can uh, see the picture and you can observe. The water cools down more slowly than the land. So what happens? The cool air from the land move towards the sea, and this is said to be a land breeze. Okay. Yes, here in the picture you can see sea breeze as well as the land breeze during daytime as well as nighttime. So when we come out in the sun, we feel very warm. So how does the heat from the sun reach us? It cannot reach us by conduction or convection, as there is no medium such as air in the most part of the space between the earth and the sun. So from the sun, the heat comes to us by another process known as radiation. So how do we get heat from sun? That is through radiations. So it is not through conduction or convection process. Okay. So the transfer of heat by radiation does not require any sort of medium. It can take place whether a medium is present or not present. So when we sit in front of room heater, we get heat by this process. Okay, a hot utensil kept away from the flame cools down as it transfers heat to the surrounding by the radiation. So our body too gives heat to the surrounding and receive heat from it by radiations. So all hot bodies radiate heat. When this heat falls on some object which is cold, a part of it is reflected and a part is being absorbed and the part may be transmitted as well. The temperature of object increases due to the absorbed part of the heat. So that is why we advise to use umbrella when we go out in the sun to avoid the radiations. Okay, so this is about the sea breeze and the land breeze. So children, I hope you have understood today's concept. So it is basically on activity part. So whichever activity is possible to perform at home, you can perform it. If possible, make a video of those activities which you have performed so that it will be uploaded in YouTube. Okay, and worksheet will be sent along with this video. Do solve it. Have a good day.